Welcome, friends, to Tanked Up, the podcast about video games and beer. I'm one of your hosts, Ben. It's episode 259. And I'm here, as always, with Lucy.
Hello.
We're here with Aadil.
Hey!
And it's another week with another guest. But we have the returning Lauren. Hey, Lauren, how you doing?
Hey, how are y'all?
Good, thank you.
Good.
Still alive.
Yeah,
just
barely.
This Tanked Up is it feels kind of like the old times because this recording where I'm having two beers is sandwiched between two different pub days. So this is like the low point in my alcoholism.
Oh no.
Or the high point of my alcoholism. I don't know how
it's almost like a night off, isn't it, really?
Yeah, just two beers.
Yeah, perfect. Let's crack into these beers and then we can all catch up with Lauren, see what's been going on since you were on last, however many episodes ago it was. As you guessed in, Lauren, what beer are you cracking open first?
My first beer is Vault City Brew. It's Pear Drop. It's a session sour at 4.8%. I am a big fan of the Vault City sours.
Nice.
The last one we had was the marshmallow one. It was a 10-point-something% on a Sunday afternoon. It was a dangerous game.
Perfect.
So good start. Strong start for me.
Brilliant. Lucy, what are you cracking into?
I'm having a duo of Glasshouse beers today.
Nice.
And I'm going to start with a lager,
Nice.
which is called Digital Sunset. It is 4.7%. That's it, really. It doesn't have any information about which hops or whatever's in it, other than the good stuff. The water, barley, yeast, and hops.
Good
Things
shit.
we know that are in there already.
You never know.
Right.
I've had some beers where I've questioned it if some of those things are in there. So.
Look at the back, it just says water. Oh shit. Okay.
4.8%.
Oh, I see you've had a Coors Light before.
I'm going to open, jumping in before Aadil, a beer from Glasshouse as well.
Delicious.
This is Chasing Tomorrow's Pale Ale. It is 4.6%, and as with Lucy's, it doesn't give you much info apart from the standard ingredients: barley, wheat, oats, hops, yeast, and water. Aadil, we'll come to you then.
Hey,
What have you got?
I've got... Wait, have I had this on... Now I'm second guessing myself. I haven't had this purple tin that
You have
looks
had
blue.
an Arbor though. I think the last time I was on, you had an Arbor, and it was yeasty.
Ah, yeah.
A yeasty boy.
Yeah, that's me. Yeah, it's the Arbor You Say I'm a Dreamer. It's a juicy amber ale. It's 4.6%. It's got Citra Mosaic and Sabro hops. And it is a full pint. And once again, what it is I've had a purple tin. And I just had deja vu because the last time I had a purple tin, it looked blue, much like it does on camera here.
Much like the new Switch Lite. Is it blue or is it purple?
Yeah.
Let's discuss.
It's a red dress. Oh,
Right, Aadil, we'd almost finished with you, I think. Had we finished with you?
basically, I said that it was a pint and 4.6%, and then now we can find out how Lauren's beer tastes after sitting there calmly for 15 minutes of
Drink it.
technical issues.
Perfect.
Done
is it,
already.
Lauren?
Oh, it's a lovely color.
Yeah, that was good.
It's a damn good glass as well.
Thank you. It tastes exactly like a Pear Drop sweetie, like the little sugary sweetie you get. Yeah, that it's just that. Very juicy, very moreish. Yeah, that's a dangerous pastime.
Vault City have an excellent way of, even with their lower beers, they feel big, and then their big beers feel low.
It's a really juicy big burst of sour, but yet some of their high percentage ones, as you say, they are so smooth and so dangerous. It's just like drinking a juice, or that marshmallow one. It's like drinking a really nice kind of sundaes if it's kind of melted, just that nice drinkable ice cream, and then you're on the floor, and that's you. But yeah, no, big fan of this. I have another one. I've got a peach and nectarine. It's a 6.5 for when I inevitably neck this beer. So
That's fair.
I'll keep you posted.
Good, good. Lucy, we'll come to you.
I need to pick up some Vault City beers. I haven't had one in ages. I always see them and I never just take the plunge, but
They're dear. They're expensive, but they're worth it. The Iron Brew one, I implore you to get the Iron Brew sour. It's everything.
I didn't even know there was one.
Yes, it's delicious.
Amazing. How's the lager?
Ah, kind of looks like a sour. That's probably because the head's gone, because it's been a bit since I poured it. But but yeah, it has a really nice citrusy smell to it as well. Bit of lime, bit of nice yeasty estery kind of smell that you get with lagers. But yeah, it's almost translucent, so
perfect.
Almost very clear, but that's good. This is the wrong time to be drinking a lager because I'd rather be outside in the warmth. You know, this would have been like the perfect beer to have at the pub if I went to the pub yesterday with the deal and just like not this back. It's still got a little bit of carbonation, but it's not gassy. It's just very easy. It's got that citrusiness and it's really light. It's just easy to knock back. This is that's what you want from like a craft lager. Just it still has those, all the tenets of a lager, but it's not gassy. It's very easy. It's good. I'm just gonna drink this.
Perfect.
Continue.
Perfect. Good. My glass house. Again, a very, very easy beer. A little darker in colour than it shows on the screen. Probably with a little bit of head, but a little maybe, I wouldn't say a little more carbonated than what you've got, Lucy, but kind of as carbonated as I would expect for a pale. But it's got a lovely flavour to it. It's super juicy, even at that lower kind of 4.6%. And it's got this nice sort of background bitterness to it as well. Very, very light. But it's super dry. Like crazy, crazy dry. Unexpectedly dry. And I'm like, yes, I will keep drinking it just to replenish that lovely tropical flavour and that kind of piney, bitter finish on that. I like, we like a lovely, long, bitter finish on our beers. This does have that, but because it's dry, I'm like, right, just refresh. And it would be, even at 4.6%, you could bang through, I could sit here probably and get through 4 in the 2 hours that we'd sit here feasibly, because it is just so easy to drink. It's lovely.
Glass are like that. They're always really well rounded, and as you say, it kind of keeps you wanting to come back for more.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's what you want.
And I absolutely will. Aadil, the Arbor.
Yes, this is a... Ooh. Look at me, I'm back in focus. Juicy red. It's an amber ale, but it's quite thick. I've got it's exactly 1 pint, as you can see. Almost no head on the pour, even on the actual pour. So this is kind of just how it poured. Nose is very fruity. We're getting a lot of citrus and some almost pineapple tropicaliness.
Okay.
A little more passion fruit, but a little bit of pineapple there. Weird. Ooh, it's thinner than I thought. So it flows really, really easily. Again, it's those same. It's got. Ooh, sorry. Just getting hit on the finish, getting a bit of an oaty, malty undertones, just as the sort of passion fruity. I want to say, what is it? Not quite blood orange, but maybe just like a bitter navel orange, just a little more bitter than that. Coupled with passion fruit with a hint of pineapple. Those are like the main notes. And then as that starts to recede, you notice this like light, oaty, malty, sort of biscuity undertone, and that sort of fades away, and you're just left a little dry in the mouth, but with just a very satisfying medium length bitterness. So like I could just enjoy where that finish, but I really like that tropical hit, that juiciness. So I'll probably keep smashing into it. But I like that it's not compelling me to come back because it's too dry. It has an interesting finish. If I chose to take the slow, I could, but I do like that juicy hit, and it is sort of a hit. It sort of fades reasonably quickly. So then you want more, which I will have.
Perfect. Good. An excellent start for all of us this evening. We will launch into our topics in a moment, and we will come to you, Lauren, to find out how you've been and how life has been for you in a moment. But I just want to start, as we've alluded to, Aadil, you went out for a beer. You went outside to a place where they sell and serve beer, and you actually sat down and drank it there. I've got no experience of what that's like, no memory of any of that.
Yeah, it's a very interesting new concept they've come up with here in England. Instead of like being outside to see your friends, but not sitting in a field. It's unique. I like it. You know, they had some kegs. They put we went to one pub and they just said booking at 5, and they didn't. But then we got there and like, oh, it's an hour and a half window.
Right.
So I was like, okay. Well, I'm glad I came half an hour late. Oops. But then we were like, we'll just wander, and we wandered downtown Bristol, got to the Lime Kiln, which is just like an offshoot. Never heard of the pub before, and they were just there, and they had like a couple of benches, and then they had 2 kegs, and they had zap tied a board on in between the 2 kegs to make a bench. I was like, oh, class. Let's try here. And they asked a couple of people to move around because we're 5 people, and they're like, oh well. So they moved a couple people around and seated us, and that was really nice of them, and everyone was very accommodating. And then we just sat there from 7 until close.
Nice.
Yeah, because there was no window, because there was no bookings. There's like, and it was that. It was the like, oh, it's not this weird microcosm pretend thing where you go and you have a pretend life for an hour and then you leave like we did at the other pub. It was so wonderfully normal. We just had a long session at the pub.
Oh.
Be still my beating heart.
I'm glad you had a good time.
Yeah.
Mm.
It's a dream.
Yeah.
It's
Fish.
It has been
slightly
such a long
jealous.
time.
Oh yeah, it got. Yeah, I was like, oh, I got real drunk. Great, that's. And
Your body's not used to it, so.
Yeah. And then I'm gonna go out for one of those 1-hour sessions with some other friends tomorrow.
Nice.
And then I'm going to probably like, this is probably part of a surge, isn't this? I've done a horrible thing, and then get all the guilt.
Localised to that one pub in Bristol.
Yeah.
Guilt's for later. Have fun there.
That's true. Yeah, get in what you can.
Yeah, before we lock down again.
Brilliant. So good. Lauren, we will come to you to just, I suppose, have a little bit of a life update. I guess it's obviously very different up there in Scotland at the moment as well.
Yes, quite. We're still in lockdown.
Yeah. Anything going? Anything opening up soon, or is it just sort of like see how it goes?
Well, they've announced today we can now meet 6 people from 6 households, which means you can see your friends outside. But our big first opening is the 26th of April, and you can drink outside and eat outside, but only eat inside until the 17th of May, and then it's all opening up. So, you know, I've booked in for the first weekend, obviously, to sit in a beer garden and have a man or a woman or anyone, a dog, I don't care, bring me a pint and a cocktail. So that's as far as exciting as it goes for Scotland's trajectory out of lockdown, I'm afraid.
Yeah. Well, taking it slow. It's only 2 weeks behind, I suppose, if it's the 26th.
3 weeks, I think. Yeah. They are very well 2 weeks for the outside one, and then 3.5 weeks for or whatever a month. I don't know. Time has lost all meaning. I don't know what I don't know what year it is. I'm just existing.
It's not just lockdown that's done that to you, though, Lauren, is it?
No, it's not. There is a new chonky boy who zaps all of my time. I've existed in a 3-hour window for about 13 weeks now, and just time has gotten away from me. But it's good. It's good times.
Nice.
And she's got a perfect draft machine, so I've had plenty of beer to keep me going.
Oh, really?
In a long winter, yes. I've joined that club. I'm a wank now. I'm a big beer wank, but yeah.
Perfect.
And so you're liking it as a product?
Yes. It's too good. It's dangerous. It really is. Having it in lockdown, even with a baby, until it's a dangerous game. I'm on my 3rd keg in 6 weeks. That's Justine and Greg that live here. So, Mum and Dad have had a ball. Baby's had his first beer. No, he's not. No, please don't phone anyone. It's good. Yeah, it's been an interesting 2nd lockdown or 3rd lockdown. I don't know, whatever year it says. This lockdown, it's been good.
They'll roll into one. Just one long lockdown.
I did leave the house for like 14 weeks and then realised, I should probably go to a shop to see what it's like. It was great. More makeup to go to Morrison's. It was a good day. Good day out.
It's like the highlight of the week now, isn't it? Just going food shopping for a bit.
Oh, my mum and dad came and watched the boy. I got all dressed up. Greg was just like, what the hell is this? I was like, Morrison's, my man. No, I haven't been. And like, since before Christmas. Got to be dressed up for the old folk with my mask on. Lipstick was smeared all over my face with my mask. It's fine. It's fine. That's what I live for now.
Brilliant. How has your kind of like your gaming time and stuff been impacted by a small human?
It's not been that bad. He has been the most excellent sleeper since he was born.
Okay.
So
nice.
During the day, he would sleep for 2 or 3 hours when he was a wee baby. So I've been powering through Valhalla because when I finished up for maternity in quite a short space of time, I smashed out Crusader Kings 3, Phoenix, Immortals Rising, and Watch Dogs. So I was a bit kind of like with games by the time I finished. But then having a bit of free time, it's been a big mixture of CK3 and Valhalla, and it's been good. But Cyberpunk as well. But I mean, there's only so many times I can see them butcher Keanu Reeves before I lose my damn mind. So it's been kind of on the back burner. But I've played more games since he's been born than I did, apart from crunching for work in my free time. Like it's been a bit wild. We have not had the experience I thought we would have for a newborn. I thought it would just be death, and instead it's been pints and games. And I'm a bit confused about what I'm doing wrong. Or right, I suppose. But...
Mate, I mean, even then, I remember with mine, because she was just didn't sleep, had all of her like dairy allergy stuff going on, and reflux, and all of this sort of stuff, and she just couldn't be put down. It ended up being like my gaming time completely shifted into like the nights. So Aadil, you and I were playing a lot of Battlefield 1 at that point, and it just went from like we do a session from like 9 until like 1 in the morning because I just had to stand up bouncing a child for 5 or 4 hours or whatever it was. And I mean, it all rolls into one in the end, and I never look back at any of it and think, well, that was a shit time, because it wasn't. It was great, really.
You have to tell yourself that, to be honest.
You do.
Yeah.
There are points. As much as
You're not
is
selling
good.
me on it, then. You're not selling me.
We're overpopulated as it is, mate. I'm not going to sell anybody on it.
Oh, we're not, though. We just aren't distributing our resources correctly.
That's true. That is true.
Yeah, sorry. Well, let me just change the icon here. We're not actually tanked up. We're the Sustainability and Development podcast.
Good.
That's what you guys get for joining 2 bearded men on the internet.
Par for the course.
Yeah, pretty standard these days. Good.
Yeah.
So a lot of Valhalla, Lauren. How is that? Because I don't think any of us have played that, have we?
No.
I am super enjoying it, and I am not an Assassin's Creed fan. But as soon as they revealed Eivor, my big red-headed Viking lady, I was like, I've got to have her, and I love her. She is my favourite protagonist. It's Geralt, and
Oh,
how
wow.
highly I hold Big Chief Geralt of Rivia in regards.
Yeah.
So, to have her, kicking men in the face, I'm not. I'm going to apologise, but I'm not sorry. The fact that there's a big Nordic lady going around England battering English people, it really appeals to me. Obviously, on a deep level. No, but it's much more fun. It's got the same Ubisoft bullshit, falling off things. I'm dying. There's a cursor you need to move, and I'm like, just make a fucking menu like normal. I'm playing on PS5. It's really good fun. The character's really well rounded. She's really dry and sarcastic. The story's really good. I'm really quite surprised how much I'm enjoying it. I really thought it would be play it for a while, because I didn't get into Odyssey. I found that I think the last Assassin's Creed game I played was 2, maybe 3, so a long time ago.
Oh, wow.
So to then go into Odyssey, I was like, what the fuck? What is this game? But no, Valhalla's worth it. It's been on sale and all that. It's definitely worth a venture if you've got a spare 100 hours. I mean, I'm 60 hours in. I think I'm still 20 hours from the end of the game. I just keep fucking about. Like, a mystery, like a side quest pops up and I'm like, ooh. And Greg's like, you just play the fucking game. I'm like, no. My man, there's a side quest here. A child needs me to go and find something buried in a well. I've got to go and find that, I'm afraid. So it appeals to every bit of my interest, to be honest. It's very good.
Nice. It does feel like it's like AC's kind of seen like the success of The Witcher 3 and that sort of stuff, and just try to shift a little bit towards that. So I can see how it would appeal to you completely.
Except absolute unique interests. Absolutely. Give me more Jerry, CD Projekt Red. Never mind this cyberpunk pish. Give me more Geralt.
I imagine after how Cyberpunk has been, they probably will.
What a time! What a time to watch that unfold from my side. Honestly, it was just tears, crying. It was so. Some of it was quite funny, and like some of the memes that have come out of Cyberpunk are brilliant. But oh my god, what a tragedy! It's just oh god, sad. It's sad, the state of the game on the PS5. It's just tragic. I feel like I'm playing a PS3 game. There's PS3 games that look better. Mass Effect 3, I've been playing that again before the Legendary Edition comes out. It looks balling on the Xbox. We've got it on the Series X, and then you look at Cyberpunk and you're like, that's a next-gen game? Is it next-gen? So
I mean, it looks great on my PC. I also had a corrupted save that meant that entire quest givers would call me with the call from the last thing, so I could never finish a mission until I triggered the next mission. All the calls were offset.
Yeah. It's ideal. That's what you want.
Yeah.
I mean,
and I didn't notice that was what was going on until I was like, who knows? Like, I can't backtrack to find a save from before. No, I'm done. I'll just not do this part of the game. And then I got probably to Act 3, I think, beginning of Act 3, and just like need a break, and then haven't really had the urge to go back. The story was interesting when I was immersed in it, and now it's like, maybe I'll never find out what happens to Keanu. I did get a cat, though. You can get a cat in that game, and that's pretty great.
No, no one told me this.
Yeah.
Bullshit, I'm going back to Cyberpunk.
It's also like a ghost cat. It's not. It's a homeless person's cat. When you leave your house, you can go look at like stuff on the ground, and someone has written a note saying, "Please feed whatever the name is." And later on in the game, you can pick up cat food as one of the things that's lying around. And if you go back there and put the cat food, then a day later, a cat's there, and you can pick it up, and it lives in your apartment.
What a time to be alive.
Yeah.
I love that.
Oh my God. Shows the cat food is not for human consumption, like dog food in Wolfenstein.
Oh, you can't eat it for health. And I didn't realize you could feed the cat, and I'd already eaten all the cat food, and I had to wait to find more cat food, and I was so frustrated. It's a true dystopia right there. All these shitty vending machines, and you're eating the cat food like health. Delicious. I'm not gonna waste that money on anything that I never actually spend money on. Yeah, right.
That's it. Bank balance, billions and billions in your bank. You just sat there eating tins of fucking cat food.
Tony Britton, what's happened to you? Oh dear.
Who knows? I mean, Lauren and Aadil, you've both played Cyberpunk. Do you think either of you will actually go back to it at some point, maybe? Or is it just a lost cause now?
I will when the patch comes. See when I'm meant to see it in all its glory and not on a PC, like when I can sit and play it on my console, I'm going to go back and give it another big chance. But as it stands, no. I do not have enough hours in the day to play mediocrity with Keanu Reeves. Sadly.
Just watch Speed instead. It's only an hour and a half, I guess.
That's a great amount of time to be feeding a baby and watch the Speed. So I'll watch John Wick 3. I don't care.
I love that film.
I will watch
Those are all solid Keanu films, to be fair. I would go back, maybe. Would I? Problem is...
Only you can answer that.
Yeah.
Work through it now.
No.
It's fine. We've got time.
Yeah. So they've released one of the patches recently, and then it also apparently has a whole bunch of new bugs that have come in with it. I think I'd be interested if they changed things rather than just fixing things that would, like, if they added to it or if there was a DLC. I still wouldn't, like, I was joking about not caring about, like, I would try to, if the game was in a reasonable shape, I would like to see the end of the story. But I'm not gonna, like, break myself to go back. And I mean, I've got it in my GOG library. I'll come back probably, but eventually. But I don't even think even when the big patch comes, I'll probably still wait until someone says this is worth it, or they actually added more sequences that they promised. Like the whole you could shoot out of cars thing that was in the first mission and then they never used again. It was like, what is this game? And like that's not getting fixed by patches, so that's why I was like, oh yeah, I'd go back. And it's like, oh wait, right, but it's not. My problems with the game are I lucked out with not getting too many big bad bugs, and on the PC it looks pretty ballin'. But that was still like let me down on base things like your progression not mattering as much, etc. Like it just is a very thin game, and I was hoping for a very thick game, and so patches don't fix that. But I mean, I own it, so you know when it becomes stable, I might go back. I kind of wish I played more with photo mode, but I just was trying to not rock the boat because I didn't want it to break on me. Although I think I say I didn't get that many crashes, but when I did the first looks on it, I think it crashed like 4 times in my 1 hour and a half.
Yeah, that was like day 1 or day 2 of release, though, right?
Yeah.
Expected, but kind of not expected. I mean, we just look at all these other fucking games like Outriders and stuff, and everyone just crying into their fucking whatever because it just isn't working very well. But hey, it's games, isn't it?
I mean, it could be not games in it, but it is games in it.
Yes.
You can quote me on that, internet.
Yeah, that's going right in an article. could be not games in it.
Good.
Love it.
So, Lauren, have you got a topic that you'd like to kind of chat about this week, or anything that you want to kind of get into with us?
I'm kind of happy to follow what you guys have got. Like games wise, Valhalla, as much as it's new to me, it's an old game now. I've had a look at Outriders, decided I don't have enough awake hours to play that and deal with bugs and crashes. Like just fire on and I'll just chime in if I remember that I've actually seen something or done something.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that thing. I haven't played it, but I've seen it before. Sure. All right.
Yeah.
Nice.
That sounds like the title of a video game.
So if Valhalla's an old game, I guess you don't want to hear about me playing Oracle of Seasons.
No, that's a new game. I've not played it, so it's a new game. Just I'd seen Valhalla before. It's fine.
It's fine.
Done.
Call in, Lucy. Call in, Lucy.
No,
what are you
I don't
talking
care. I played Oracle of Seasons. It's all right. Yeah, I've been playing some new games,
Ooh.
some even newer games than Valhalla. Game that's not even out yet. It's out this week on Game Pass. And wherever else. I don't know what I don't know what other stores there are other than Game Pass.
You're in Game Pass, mate. It doesn't. I mean, it's kind of like everything else is just gone now, isn't it? Like...
Yep, it's all encompassing Game Pass. It's called Rain on Your Parade, and it's a little indie game. And it's when you say games in it, Aadil, like I'm playing this pre-release. It works fine. There's no bugs. They even put like this character in the game where I think it's a worm or something, and they said, "Oh, if you encounter any bugs, let me know." It's like I haven't encountered any yet because it's good polish. Yeah, indie games, don't come out completely broken.
They don't fuck about. For the most part, anyway. Although speaking of bugs, there I'm thinking about Bug Snacks. Did anybody play Bug Snacks when it came out?
No.
That was a time. That was a time. That was like a weird Pokemon thing.
It kind of came and went. I think it didn't really. The trailer made a bigger splash than the release in like my surroundings.
Yeah, that's all.
Everyone was talking about Bug Snacks until they weren't. That was good. It was good. It was strange. It was unexpected. I expected it to be a really lovely, happy platformer, and I got dark real quick, and I was just like, "Oh, this is challenging." It was some of it was hard as balls. Some of it was real. I'm going to rage quit my PS5, like smash.
Oh wow!
On because trying to catch, I was going to call them Pokemon there again, just because they say their names, so it's kind of like, oh, it's like a Pikachu, but it's a flying pizza. Was one of them, but some of them it's like a puzzle to figure out, and you need to use like different mechanics in quick succession. So like a lure, and then a net, and then a box, then you have to jump and something else. So it was aimed at children, and I was like, what hard as balls children are playing Bug Snack. Honestly, like these children have better coordination than grown men. But it was good fun, but in a weird, I don't know what I'm playing with. I sat there for about 10 hours. I was just like, I still don't know what this game is, and I was like, I can't write the review because I've just got no words. This is an ice cream, but it's also a wee flying bug from a tree. So I don't know. There was a thing like a pig, but it was a burger called a ham. What was his name? I was called a hamburglar, but that's the guy from McDonald's. I can't remember his name, but he ran about. Oh, Bungler, Bungle. He would run about and like headbutt you, and like you would go flying, and but you had to get them to headbutt together to be able to catch one. It was just, So that's what made you feel. You're just sitting there going, what the hell is this? It was good. But yeah, now I'm thinking about Bug Snacks.
I do want to play it because Octodad kind of had this very insidious like message to it where he's lied to his wife and kids all this time that he's an octopus.
Oh god, Octodad is great game.
How did you not know?
Yeah. Yeah, so they've had that kind of like weird, sinister undertone in their games. So
yeah,
I don't want to play
it was sinister. At the end of it, I was kind of like, "What the hell is this? This is not child friendly." Depending on what you did, like I got the not child friendly ending, I suppose. But yeah, cool, weird game.
Cool games.
I don't know how else to describe it.
Nice.
Anyway,
I've got it in my library.
Let's go back to.
I think I got it free with like PS Plus, but I don't have a PlayStation 5, so I can't actually play it. It's just sat in the
definitely play it with a drink.
Ether, like.
Yeah.
I mean, I play most
Rain on Your Parade.
Yes.
Oh, right, yeah.
Yes, let's go back to that. Let's go back.
Which is, it's sort of got like a good sense of humour, like a Bug Snacks, like a Octodad. You're basically playing as this little rain cloud who could just crap on everybody's day by, like raining on everything. And
nice.
You gain these different abilities, like you gain like thunder. I've got snow so far, snow and thunder, and you can. There's all these different levels and set around these mechanics, and it switches things up a bit. It's kind of reminds me of What the Golf, in terms of that they've got this central mechanic, but they keep on playing on your expectations of it. So, for example, I've had like this horde mode, this zombie horde mode, like kind of thing where you can like absorb acid rain and then rain down on all these graves and unleash the dead.
That's amazing.
And
I just taken a turn I did not expect.
yeah,
Right.
because I played the demo. It was part of this demo might still be up. It was part of one of those Steam Festival things, and probably played about the first 20 minutes of the game. I was just like, oh, okay, wondering where this goes. But yeah, they really expand these mechanics. There was another one where it was like a spoof on it was a parody on like The Office, and in The Office you could like, set people alight, and it gets really dark. Like it's got a very cartoonish art style, but
I was
and
gonna
this
say
cloud is
it's
like
very
always
cute.
smiling. Yeah, and this cloud is just smiling, but it looks.
But you're
There's
not
some.
just a cloud. You're like a cutout of a cloud hanging by two strings.
Yeah.
You're like a fake.
Oh,
It's
okay.
very cute. I'm just
Yeah.
looking at. Yeah.
Because the whole
thing.
the background story about this is like basically a grandfather telling his grandkid about this cloud, and so it's got a very like toyetic, like very child's play look to it, as you say, with the cloud hanging from the strings at the top. It's got this very like child's toy box kind of look to it, and yeah, but you're doing some sinister things like killing people and like making cars careen into like bus shelters by like spraying snow on the ground and stuff like that. You're literally killing people, but
It's cute, so it's okay.
yeah, it's yeah. Kids would love it. So, but yeah, I'm really enjoying it. It's got some like some good writing, some clever writing. It's entertaining. It's funny, and it's got that kind of insidious thing undercurrent to it, where it's like I'm killing people, but I'm a cloud, and he's smiling, and he just got this dead-eyed look as well with this cloud. You can put hats on him and stuff like that.
Oh,
and,
That's even
Oh,
better.
hats.
Yeah,
which
so
sells
good,
the
hat.
game. Yeah. But it's just you're a cloud wrecking people's shit and killing people, and yeah, it's good.
When you said it's coming to Game Pass, what are you playing it on?
I'm playing it on Xbox, so
Okay.
I don't know if it's on PC Game Pass. I'd imagine it is. There's a PC
Hopefully.
build out there clearly, so
It's coming out on the 15th.
yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah, I was looking
Give me a
forward to
couple-
this, and it being on Game Pass is like perfect because, yeah, it's one of those that, as I said, very what the golfy. Like, there's a stealth mission where you're having to, like, go around this dark building and there's people shining flashlights, and you have to go behind them and like thunderclap them, surprise.
Wait, sorry. You're in a stealth mission, and the way you incapacitate people is a thunderclap.
Yes,
That seems
you have to
quite
scare them with thunder.
loud, though.
I have not thought about the logistics really, but it's
That's fair.
yeah, it's a really inventive, neat puzzle game, and I'm looking forward to playing more. I've probably played about, as I say, about an hour and a half. Like some of the levels are really short, like you can just do them in like 30 seconds, but they add like objectives where there's certain objectives that you have to complete the level, and there's just like optional side quests, and there's you can like play around in each level and find these hidden objectives as well. So there's a bit of depth to it, which will extend your playtime. But yeah, I'm really enjoying it. I'm looking to see how wacky it gets.
Yeah.
Amazing.
I'm kind of sold. That sounds like a good weekend fun time, to be honest.
Yeah.
Since I can't go to the pub, I might as well stay home, kill people as a cloud.
Yeah, sounds great.
Muchness.
Less conversation than at the pub, more death.
Yeah.
Depends on the pub.
Well, it depends on if you have COVID and how many people you're
That's
giving it
true.
to.
Yes.
So get dark.
I hadn't thought about that. Brilliant. Good. Lucy, you also had another game, didn't you, that you wanted
Yeah.
to chat about?
I had another 2 games, but I'm just gonna. We're on a good roll with funny games here, so
Mhm.
I'm not going to talk about the somber Shelter Free. I'll save that till next week. This other game that I've played is called Say No More. So, say no, exclamation mark, more. So it's not say no more, it's say no more.
Oh, yeah.
Which is about just telling corporate people to piss off. You play as an intern. You started a new job at this, very stuffy, typical startup, Silicon Valley
Dude, bro, Central.
corporation. Yeah, it's sort of the same vibes as what was that dungeon crawl I played last year? Was it Going Under?
Oh yeah.
Very, very colourful, kind of intentionally crappy, like character models and art kind of look to it. But yeah, you're an intern. You start at your new job, and at the very start of the game, it's like you get this impression that you've just been saying yes to people all your life, and it's like you literally can't say the words no. And every time you just want to say no to somebody, it's like your character just like ums and ahs. But then you listen to this cassette tape, which is basically this like Mr. Motivator telling you, look, you can just say no. And there were so many times I've cracked up playing this game so far because you basically brew up with all your might and being a no, and you shout it at people. The game is just—it's basically like a corridor on rails shooter, but it's just you saying no to people, and like the deeper and harder and stronger your no, like people get thrown through glass, they get thrown through cinder blocks, and it's just people flying. It's just someone coming up to you and saying, "Intern, make me a coffee," and you go, "No," and then someone else saying, "I want your lunch." "No," "Fix the printer." "No," and I don't know how deep these mechanics are going to get if it is just literally somebody saying no for like an hour and a half. But I'm okay with that because that's all I want to do.
I mean,
but I think the overall story is basically you're getting higher throughout the hierarchy of this company and just telling no to the supervisor and then the manager. I think I'm tracking down the president of the company now, just saying no to us.
Hunting them down, just screaming in their face.
Well, they all steal your lunchbox, which has like a pony on it, so I just think this is going to turn into like Pony Island for the second half of the game. It's going to be like some Frog Fractions kind of twist to it. But so I can't wait to say no to her.
Nice.
It's good. As someone who's worked in very stuffy corporate offices, as an intern as well at one point. Yeah, it's cathartic.
Perfect.
I like the Office Spacey vibes of you like turning into someone who doesn't give a shit, and then because of that, you're now rising through the company.
Yeah, that's basically. And just the way they brought the note, it's like, no, and it's just. Whoever did the voice acting on this is good. So, I think you can play in different languages, so you can say 9 or no, a very polite French no, or So yeah, I'm enjoying this. Say no more.
Good.
It's very good.
Does it have this is there sort of a narrative to it other than just you moving through these spaces? Is it kind of like genital jousting where you have this kind of like story going on in the background?
That's a good reference then, because as I was playing it, I did get that kind of genital jousting kind of thing to it, because there are like cutscenes in between each chapter, which is just as Aadil said, you're rising up the ranks of this company just by obliterating everybody else really in your path. So yeah, that's pretty much the story. There's not much to it. I don't think it's a long game because, as I say, I don't know how long this would. It would probably grow stale, if you played it for like 4 hours or something. But so far, I'm enjoying it. I was laughing out loud at the start of it because it's just wonderfully done.
Amazing.
Excellent.
When's that?
Say no.
Is that out already?
That's out. Yeah, I think it came out last week. Yeah, maybe last Friday or something. I don't know. Recently. On Steam, I'm playing it. I think it's on iOS as well.
It's on Switch as well.
Android.
Ooh.
Yeah.
It seems like a great Switch game.
Yeah, it does.
If there's anywhere you want to scream no, it's while you're on the toilet.
Oh
No!
Oh dear.
Nice.
Yeah.
Purchase options.
Do it while we're recording. Purchase it. Buy it now.
It's $13.50 on the Nintendo eShop.
Okay.
Guess it's probably like a third of the price on iOS.
Yeah, I was just gonna check.
It's like 40p on Steam.
You just have to trade in 3 trading cards on Steam, and they'll give it to you.
Yeah. It's that Switch tax.
Oh, actually, it's $12.14 currently. It's got a 10%
On
discount.
iOS?
It's no on Steam. Sorry.
Oh, I was like, what?
So it's got a 10% discount on Steam, but it's actually there's no Switch tax. It's the exact same price.
Okay.
Yeah, I started to realise or notice that, you know, there's a bit more parity now between Steam and Switch releases with their price. If anything, it's £1 more, but usually they're pretty much the same these days. So I think with, you know, Nintendo flooding the eShop with crap, they've already made their money, so, you know, the good games can...
Yeah.
Although,
maybe don't
R.I.P.
need the tax.
Cool. Right. Good. That's a nice place for us to jump into some more beers, I think. Lauren, I can see you chugging away
Sorry.
still. Is that the first beer still?
So this is now the peach and nectarine sour. It is a very lovely peachy colour. It smells like a peach. It tastes like a peach, and it's got that nice wee nectarine finish, nice and sharp at the back. Just very juicy and fresh, and it feels like a cocktail. This is a really thick beer. I'm very excited. This is delicious. This is a 6.5%, so I'm up to my game. Catch up, y'all. Time to get wrecked on a Tuesday.
Standard Tuesday, isn't it?
That is.
Lucy, did you say you had another glass house as well tonight?
Yeah, I do. Sadly, I probably won't get wrecked, though, because it's only 4.9%, this one.
Oh.
Just chug it. No, don't do that. Enjoy your beers.
I genuinely could, but maybe not on camera, maybe off it. This is called Reams, and it's a pale. Oh, it's got Mosaic, Simcoe, and Amaria. The hops are on the front. Yeah, that's it, 4.9%.
Nice. Good. Nice light-looking can as well.
Yeah, it's white. Yeah.
I am up in my game. I've got a 10% stout. I can't remember.
Oh yeah.
I can't remember what new Bristol Brewery stout we had the other night at all. I think it was a bit lighter than this. I think it was a 7% something. And I think it was the Cinder Toffee Stout, but I have got the salted chocolate bigger Cinder Toffee Stout.
Oh, yeah, we definitely didn't have that one.
Yeah.
That's the one I've been looking for.
Show us the
How many of
can.
those
like
are
this.
there?
Big old brown can. It's got a
I think
little
I've
bit.
had
It's a little
that.
pixely.
Yeah, which
Well, so
one
they
is
did-
that? How many of those are there? Because I had one.
I think.
I think you had the Cinder Toffee Stout.
Yeah, and
The
I think with
crunchy
the
one.
Cinder Toffee
The crunchy
Stouts,
one. The one I
there's-
had on the pod and said
Yeah,
you
there's-
Yeah,
should
I had that
have
one.
this.
Yeah.
They've made a bigger, boisterous
Bigger one.
one.
I think there's
Okay.
3.
Oh, are there 3? Oh, I'm
I
going to
think
look.
so. This does have flavor text, an imperial version of our award-winning Cinder Toffee Stout, described as liquidized crunchy bars in a stout with added Cornish sea salt and melted chocolate for an extra Friday feeling. Friday? Okay. It has East Kent Goldings as the hops, and also has barley, oats, wheat, lactose, and salt. So yeah,
Nice.
I thought I'd go for a stat instead tonight.
Yeah.
Nice.
Go mad.
I know, that's it. Go nuts. Adel.
As previously mentioned, I had a lot of beers yesterday and some more tomorrow. So I'm actually not going much bigger. I'm going 0.4% bigger. For I have a Irish red-ish from Brouweij de Molen, my favorite breweries from Amsterdam.
Yeah.
Great place to go, by the way. It was a usual haunt when I lived there. And it is, it's just an Irish red-ish called Rudolph and Ray. And it
swear I've had this one.
Oh, have you?
Sure I have. I could swear. Yeah. I have.
So its malts are Golden Promise and Crystal. Its bitter hops are Challenger Golding, and it is 22 EBU, 5%, standard 330 ml bottle. Yeah.
Nice.
Pour.
Fair.
Oh, sorry. Just got hit on the pour with the most wonderful bitter smell. Bit danky.
Nice. Love a good dank beer. Lauren,
Dank memes. Yes.
you've already given us a little bit of a rundown of your beer. So, is Vault City kind of like a regular pickup for you? Is it sort of something that you're, always grabbing when you do your little beer orders, or is it kind of a bit more of a special sort of every now and then beer?
It's a bit more special just because they're quite expensive. Like a wee, 375 might cost you £7 or £8, depending on the ABV. They do every week or so, and sometimes every couple of weeks, special runs. So everything's quite limited. So the other week there, we got basically it was a Solero. It was like a mango, guava, passion fruit, something or another, and they're really rich, delicious beers. So it's funny because they can double as a really good starter beer. See if it's a nice summer's day and you're sitting out the back and you get a lovely fruity sour and you're just like, this is how I'm starting my session today. It's great. And other times it's a good dessert beer, and then other times it can be a nice palate cleanser, but they're all quite thick and heavy. So if you're new to sours, I feel like they're quite good because it's like, here, try this kind of cocktail beer mix almost. Nice wee kind of middle ground between a beer and a juice, kind of. But yeah, they're dangerous boys. A lot of them are quite high percentage, and their ingredients are fairly simple. It's all kind of malted barley and that kind of thing, and then high juice concentrate. But they're special. They are special, but I don't get them super often. They were on. There was a release of ones I'd been watching for a while, and there was a couple that they bring back maybe once a year. So I was like, buy. And they've just sat in my fridge waiting. So I don't crack them out often. It's just because they're quite wee, and Greg and I usually share them, but he's only had like a slaver today, and I've been like, I need this bottle for my podcast. You can't have the the big ones we've been having. I know, loser. No, but we've been back down a Cantillon hole recently, just because obviously I didn't drink for 9 months while I was pregnant. Obviously, because I'm not crazy. I value my health and the health of my child, but I stocked up a lot of Cantillon because a lot of them kind of get released during lockdown. So we've been breaking out some lambics at the weekend, which has been a tasty treat.
We're gonna have to talk after this because I need some Cantillon. I've been looking. I was just like, I need some more of this in my life. I think I've bought Cantillon once in lockdown, and it's not enough.
No.
Before lockdown, we went to Belgium and we visited the brewery, and honestly, it was unreal. We got a bottle of Fafoon. It was a 2017, I think, and it was just delicious. And we got to try a couple. There was a rosé one and just the regular one, and the Iris. That was really, really good. Good day out. I would recommend a good Cantillon.
Nice. I know more here in Bristol are doing a Cantillon box.
Yeah.
Something like 70 quid for 3 of their bottles, plus then maybe 4 or 6 of Moore's beers as well.
That's good.
I hovered for so long over the top of it, just thinking I should. I'm like, no, I can't.
You should.
I failed at the last minute. In the back of my mind, because the wife is having a month off, like I've really got to just like curb my beer purchases. I spent like 140 quid in one weekend last weekend, and I'm just like, it's
so easy though. Like you just go, oh, that one looks good, or that one looks good, and before you know it, there's an £80 beer order, and you're just like, it's an essential purchase. Like,
it is.
Especially now, the 2 beer shops that I was using during lockdown decided they were going to do outside of Glasgow delivery because I'm just outside the border. So I think it was like a £5 delivery, and I was just like, that's nothing. I've just spent 90 quid on beer, £5 delivery. Whatever, I'll pay that. So I think Vault City, I now know they're delivering all through mainland Scotland. I don't know if they're doing further afield yet, but I think they're starting to branch because the demand's gone up. It's just they have it on tap somewhere in the Midlands. And I imagine getting a pint of that on tap, I would die, but it'd be great. It'd be a good death, but strong death.
When we're all allowed to get together, come down to Bristol, because I know Bottles and Books, which is the bottle shop I usually go to. They've got Vaultsy in all the time, and their bar that they opened up in between lockdowns, they've had it on tap a couple of times as well. So I would assume that they're kind of in with them as such, but it's something that they want to kind of put on, and they're gonna do more like little festivals. So I'd assume there'll be like a Vaultsy Sour festival. They always do a stout festival and these sorts of things. So
I was supposed to come down in November last year for their festival, obviously before lockdown and all that happened, because we have friends in Bristol, and obviously the beer scene down your way is it's insane. So yes, as soon as we can come to Bristol, just my face at the window, let me in for a beer. So you'll hear me before you see me, but yeah, I'll definitely be down. It's the Bristol scene's unreal. I'm very jealous of what you've got. I mean, Glasgow scene is good, but that Bottles and Brooks, I follow that shop on Instagram, and I'm insanely jealous of their range. It's unreal.
Yeah, they're a half-hour walk away from my house. And that's...
Shut up. You can go outside, you can go to the shop.
It's like Bristol, just walk around the corner and people just handing you beer. It's
that's how I imagine it must be. Just have a pint. Okay, I feel like great.
Cantillon's just raining from the sky. Open up your mouth.
I fucking wish.
That is a little bit next level, but we'll get there soon. Give it a year. We'll be there. Nice. Lucy, we'll come back to Birmingham for the Glass House.
Yeah, good old Birmingham. It's good looking beer. Cloudy, nice orangey colour, and put a really nice smooth looking head as well, but it smells delightful. Citrusy tropical smell. Yeah, I could smell this all day. It's like a candle.
That's what you want in a beer, a citronella. That's fine.
A bit of wax, yeah. Good stuff.
Keep the mosquitoes away.
It's really easy. It's really smooth, really soft. This has got qualities of almost like a day beer, where it's just got that softness, that really good water quality as well.
Oh, excuse me.
It's the perfect temperature as well. It's been sitting out a bit. This is good.
Nice.
This is really good. What was it? 4.9%. It's got so much flavour in it. You would never think it's that low. It's got so much fruitiness. All those tropical fruit flavours. You got a bit of mango in there. It's just this is really, really good. I'm really impressed with this one. I mean, Glasshouse make good beers anyway. And I'm so sad I only got to go there once before lockdown, and I can't wait to go when things open up. Oh gosh, this is so good.
It's a nice glass.
Thank you. I got it for free. Buying £60 worth of beer on the weekend. So, I smashed one glass and I got this one, so it's all good.
Oh yeah, I forgot you smashed your left-hand giant glass.
This is a boundary one, so probably can't see it, but yeah, this is unreal. This is really, really good. I mean, anyone who rightly says that Birmingham don't make good beers probably hasn't been to Birmingham in a while, and I'd just give them this, and I'd be like, shut your mouth. So
nice.
Yeah, this is fantastic.
Good.
This is probably one of my favourite beers this year.
Oh, nice.
For a 4.9% pale to have this much flavour in it, it's if you lot can get your hands on this one. Reims, was it? It's not Realms, isn't it? Yeah, Reims. This is good. This is the first beer that I'd want sitting outside a pub. The lager was great, but this one, just triumph.
Good. I'm going to say similarly nice things about this beer I'm drinking. It's been sat about a foot away from me, and I can still smell it after cracking the can. It's got such a big nose to it. It's a stout, as you would expect. It's
dark.
It's very, very dark, but it's really like watery.
I was gonna say it looks quite thin. Like
it is, and it
literally,
it feels quite thin as well when you drink it as well. It's got a little syrupiness to it, like a little hint of it, but there's no way you can tell this is 10%. It feels very similar to the beer we had the other night, but just a bit bigger, a bit deeper, perhaps. And you are getting that kind of salted chocolate in there. You're getting this nice sort of burnt toffee. There's a little bit of a roasted coffee note on there as well, really, really light in the background. But this is big salted chocolate, big burnt toffee. Just, it lasts as well. It's not quite as dry as the first beer, but this flavour just sits with me. There's a little bit of sweetness, a little bit from the salt as well, kind of balancing each other out very, very nicely. And it's not quite a sort of millionaire's shortbread. It doesn't quite have that malty kind of biscuitiness to it, but it's almost if you got one of those and just pulled it apart and just ate the caramel and the chocolate bit together, but just a little bit more bitter, a little bit more burnt on there. It's really, really nice. I'm just going to drink this. I'm not going to talk about nothing else. Bye.
Yeah.
it's fair. I mean,
I just want to drink this. Like,
I have 2 cans of the regular one in my fridge, and now you make me feel sad because I want to try the new one.
Shit to your beer. That's what you've got.
Yeah.
Shit to your stout.
That's like lockdown 2 beer. It's not like this lockdown 3 beer coming through, is it? How is your beer? How is the Molen?
It is red.
Oh,
It looks good.
Yeah, it looks great. Oh, you can kind of see. Sorry, my glass is now reflecting. There you guys are, stretched out on my glass. Sorry, reflections are cool. It's got it's got good lacing, minimal head on the pour, which I did part on camera, but it's got this yeasty, slightly dank nose that I just wasn't expecting. I mentioned on the pour, it just like wafted. It's still there. Yeah. Oh, interesting. It's very thin. It's, what was it? 5%? It feels thinner than the last beer, even though it's got, it like clings, but not a lot of it clings, if that makes sense. So it kind of grabbed my tongue, but then flowed. So it's thin. It's yeasty. It's again more yeasty than I would have thought. And a little malty as well. So it's doing very red ale things, but it's finishing with a stronger maltness. And I think just that yeastiness and the dankness from the nose is just making all those tastes really come out. It's really good. This is the kind of thing, like, I don't normally reach for a red ale. I'm very happy with this and would have another one immediately afterwards because it's just good and there's so much going on. I'm not surprised that it's Brouweij de Molen are very good at making it's clearly just like it's a red ale, but it's so well done. And it's like when you have like their IPAs, you're like, this isn't a crazy IPA that is just like, oh, this is an IPA. But it's what it's doing is so well, and this is just the same sort of thing.
It's got like a earthy taste to it as well, because that's what I usually attribute red ales having.
Well, yeah, a little bit. What I said. For a second there was it ends kind of sweet. There's a little sweetness on the finish I wasn't expecting, which kind of think pulling away from that earthiness of the main taste. But it just makes the finish really satisfying because you end up you're sort of like leaving a little more danky and yeasty and earthy, a bit of apple in there, and then you get a finish and be like, sweetness, and then you're just like, again, I can not come back to it because I'm not being drawn back in a way that I think if it didn't have that sort of sweet upswing, I might be like, okay, I need to keep living in this taste. I need to requaff.
Yeah, I've definitely had that beer before because the name just, it's like, yes, you can't forget a name like Rudolph and
Rhea.
Was it Rhea? Yeah. Yeah, but it's probably several years ago because the only place I've really bought Molen beers from was Cartridge Wines, and I haven't been there in like 18 months or something. So, yeah.
I had I can't I don't remember when, but when's their birthday again?
It's July time.
So wow, so because I was like, oh, I remember, just the other day, my phone was like memory of when we all went there, but because time in lockdown is a mystery wrapped in an enigma, my just the other day memory was last July, I guess. Last July. What I'm saying is my anecdote is I remember last July where my phone told me that a previous July I had a good time.
Yeah.
Lockdown, that's a reasonable thing to share.
Yeah. I can't believe it's been like 2 years because I was just on Instagram and I saw your daughter Ben and I was like, she looks 12. It's like last time I saw her, she was an itty bitty baby, and I don't know what's happened. Where has time gone?
I mean, that's the problem with kids. Like they stay sort of this size for a little bit, and then suddenly they're just like gone.
They do. They chonk really quickly. Like I had a tiny baby, and now he's like the size of a 3-year-old, and I'm just like, you're 13 weeks old. Could you not? Like, dude, your big massive head. Can you slow down? He's gonna eat you at house and home.
Oh. Time. What is it anyway?
What is it? I'm 30 now. I'm an old bitch. Like I'm.
Hey, watch where you throw those words around.
I need to get Botox. Like time is coming.
Hey, so it's fine. We're all 24. It doesn't matter. It's all right. It's fine.
Yeah,
I'm sure 37 is the new 27.
I'm 19 plus 11. Like, come on.
Yeah, exactly. Thank you. Yeah. I'm 19. Just a bit more.
Just missed that last bit off every single time.
Lockdown birthdays don't count anyway, so I'm counting back here anyway.
Yeah.
So for me, lockdown actually was when I started getting gray in my beard. And I was like, oh, I'm old in this indeterminate time, and also like I've got now I'm getting a strong like forehead wrinkle. I'm like, aging, but you stayed away for so long.
Well,
you 30 in my 30s, hanging out with all my 20s.
Aadil, you know what's not as bad as getting white in your beard? Just getting a beard as well when you're getting older. That's worse.
Yeah.
That's fair.
Yep.
I'd rather the grey.
I forgot to mention her suitism was a side effect of pregnancy. I was like, that's it. Thanks for that, midwives, but there you go. Fine.
Oh, we won't talk about wrinkles. I'm going to sit here just completely still-faced so no one can see any of my face.
Pixels hide it. We all look about 19 plus 11.
That's it. Exactly. Perfect.
Smooth.
No, we'll never upgrade to 4K cameras at all, just so we can stay looking youthful.
They never made another Kinect, so I'm stuck on like 1080.
It's as good as 1080, really.
Yeah.
There's like 420. Shit here. Oh well. Sorry, Aadil.
Right. Let's talk about some more games, I guess. Aadil.
Game.
I've laughed so much. I need to go to the toilet, so I'll be right back. So you've got to carry on. Another thing of age. Need to go to the toilet more. So, there you go.
It's fair. Aadil. What do you want to crack into? What you've been up to this week? What you've been playing, or whatever you want to talk about?
Yeah, for sure. What was I going to talk about? Oh, well, we still haven't talked Outriders, but I think we might play it more. Maybe. I don't know what your time is like these days.
Yeah, I mean, I've played a little bit more, and I played a little bit more solo. Like that game has got an absurdly ridiculous difficulty spike when you're playing solo. Like, the game was so much easier when we were playing together. And then as soon as I've gone solo, I'm like, no, dead. No, dead.
Yeah, you have to drop down a world tier.
And I did. I've had to drop down. Like, we smashed through like up to World Tier 6, thinking, yeah, we're fucking amazing. Let's smash
We could
through
easily have
this.
gotten to 7 too if it wasn't for the fact that when I played solo, I dropped all the way down to the bottom of world tier before I realized that dying lowers your experience in world tiers.
Mm.
So all the time we played was filling up my world tier 6 bar. So like anyway, go on.
Yeah, but I fear playing it at the moment, just from all of the little reports and things coming out.
I was going to
just
say, if
these
you experienced
bugs.
that bug where you lose your entire inventory and then that's you.
I know, I haven't,
Works.
but I don't want to play it just in
No.
case.
Yeah.
I didn't hear about that bug. That's insane.
All the articles kind of come out today. It's just that it's wiping people's entire experience. So, why would you put in, if you've put in 20, 30 hours by this point, if you've been hammering it just to have, you have nothing left, you don't exist anymore practically, why would you go back and redo all that? Like, I mean, imagine Destiny 2 logging in, your whole inventory and everything would be wiped. I would honestly smash a man. Like, it would be outrageous, but that's Outriders. That's what's happening.
This is the kind of stuff which is like, control pad destroying moments, isn't it? It's like, someone bested me on an online game, or someone beat me, and it's kind of like, right,
You stop playing that game, whatever you're talking about, before I send you my controller. Then
it's fine. I'm playing it on Steam, so it can use the DS4. It's not a Game Pass game, so I can use the DS4 for it. But that it doesn't like. And no game I've ever played has ever made me want to chuck a control pad across the room. But if I logged into a game I'd spent 20, 30 hours in and like everything was gone, I don't know. I'd be very reserved, very quietly angry, and then I'd absolutely just smash my fist into the screen or something.
I think it would be
that.
like the strong grip, and then you just started like twist.
Yep.
And you would creak, and you'd be like, a calm face just, and then you would just hear and then a smirk as it just torsioned. That's my prediction. Mostly still calm in the face.
I was playing Sekiro, one of my pals, he got so stuck, he bit the palm of his hand because he didn't want to throw his controller and bit through the skin in the palm of his hand. It was the most outrageous thing that he did it. I mean, this guy's in his late 20s and he was just like, oh, why have I done this? It was better than taking the controller, but he's like, nah, and it was like, whoa, okay.
Controllers can be replaced. Hands can't.
Imagine showing up to A&E, or what, did a dog bite you? No, I got really stuck on a From Software game and bit my own hands.
It's right, I don't need a tetanus shot, it was me. It's fine.
Right.
They would have been like, oh, Madam Butterfly, yes, I know, yeah. You've got skin grass just for that, yeah.
It was the big white ape, it was the second one, I get that. Just take it right off your own leg, stitch it back on.
It's when he goes in again the week after, and they're like, just stop playing the game.
Hey, have you tried, easy mode?
No.
Could you imagine some random just telling you to do that? Oh,
You tried just not playing. No, actually, I've not.
You didn't just cheat the game, you cheated yourself.
Excellent.
So
I haven't played it, Outriders, since we last played. Now I won't, thanks to this heads up that it might just delete everything. Mostly because I liked playing. So, like the night before we played a couple hours, I played by myself, and it was a boss fight that just kind of sucked. It wasn't. My powers didn't work well with it. It's long range. It was a more long-range boss, right? The spider thing. And I was playing the Trickster, the most up-close of all the fighters, and it was like, oh, this is painful. I was stubborn and wasn't dropping the difficulty because I was, like, slowly getting better, but then every night I was like, it wasn't worth it. Then we played, and we just, like, beat it.
Yeah.
And then we played a bunch, and then since then I was like, I'll just... I'm a little behind Ben's progression, but, like, I'll play when I can play with a person, and because I'm so guard by the internet and people. I've never even thought of a pickup group to play that game because that sounds like hell.
Yeah.
I'll play this game with someone else, and that someone else will be a person I know.
It's the only way. We'll get back to
Yeah.
sort of couch co-op kind of days, almost, by being able to kind of chat over Discord and then play like the game together and stuff like that. But it's
I'll play with you. It's cross-play, isn't it?
It is. You've probably got it on Game Pass, but they turned off.
You do?
They turned off the crossplay between PC and console because it was so broken.
Temporarily.
Oh, wow.
I don't know whether that's come back yet. I've got no idea. But...
The only caveat to playing with you, though, is that you have to do the Outriders scream every time you kill somebody. God, that cutscene.
I
would
forgot you
watch
played
that
it
every
for
day.
the Game Pass points.
Yes. I got my one achievement and then immediately uninstalled because, yeah, the few cutscenes I had to watch of that, not great. To be fair, I've heard that it gets a lot better and you can skip all those cutscenes. So
you can, yes, but it's got this. It's weird. It's really weird, in that like the mid-level elite is harder than the actual boss. And just the amount of enemies they throw at you makes the encounter so much more difficult than being like, here's one enemy, learn the pattern and beat it. Whereas like you're running through this corridor area and then they're like, here's 20 enemies, have fun. Like, oh shit, alright, fuck. No, dead. And then you just breeze past the boss. It's just like, it's a really odd configuration of progression through each level that they've kind of gone for, but
I don't know. Kraid was pretty hard in like the original Metroid, and he was a mini boss. So
well, yeah, that's fair.
I mean, I think the key is like the covers for the enemies is the tagline, right? Especially early in the game. So you're supposed to just be balls to the wall. Like I heal when I kill things at close range. So, but the problem is like when you play solo, it's not as balanced. Like when Ben and I were playing, it was like my character has moves that can teleport me around the map and like do quick burst damage, so I could kind of like take out a bad sniper or whatever, and or just leave when things got bad and then like heal up. And that's really good when there's someone else distracting them, but when it was just me, I basically just equipped a long range rifle because I could more consistently beat the waves with very little damage to me doing that. But then I wasn't using any of my powers, but I didn't need to use my powers to heal because I wasn't needing to heal because I was just playing it as like a bad long range cover shooter. But it like led me down that path.
Just play Gears.
Is
at
it
that
a cover
point, right?
shooter then?
Yeah.
Is it a cover shooter? Because
Ish.
I didn't realize that was a mechanic, and in the tutorial, I was literally, because I just wanted it to be over, I was just walking up to this dude, and I was not dying. He was like, we were like shooting each other. It was like, a duel at noon, but like right up in each other's faces, and I wasn't dying. I was like, you're getting the health, the thing where it's like, oh, you're losing health, but I wasn't. So obviously,
I think the tutorial was really easy.
Yeah, but. That's what confused me though. It's like, is this a cover shooter?
Yeah. So the tagline is basically what you see in a lot of the articles is that the covers for the enemies. The enemies will use cover and they'll have kind of bad AI cover shooter tactics. But the way you do good at this game is you charge in and you bust things up, and every class has some sort of health gain based on doing damage. So it's supposed to be. I'm at the end of my skill tree at a regular version of these games, so I can just trounce you guys. But that's the premise, which I really like. It's just some of the solo, at least I guess maybe it's just at World Tier 6. I'm not a solo player at World Tier 6. I'm a multiplayer player at World Tier 6. And then if I'm not playing with Ben, I need to drop down, and then I'll be able to do things the right way. It's just really hard to. Which what I really like is you can switch the difficulty like on the fly.
That sounds smart.
Yeah, and I just think I'm just I haven't acclimatized to the fact that the ways they're changing things up, and so I have to change up to make sense of that. Because if these enemies are real hard, and so two of us can take them, okay, so I'm half of two of us. I shouldn't be surprised that I can't just do the same thing. And maybe that's the problem, is that like it's built flexibly. I'm not using that flexibility the right way.
Maybe.
Or maybe
And
it's
the
just
other
not
thing
made
is-
for 2 players. Like Division had that. Like you know,
Mm.
you can play it solo, but it's just not the optimal way of playing it. And yes, they have to have that as an option, but you know, they should really just come out and say just play for squad, which I imagine most people do anyway. So.
Yeah, I would think so.
I mean, I could
And it
try
being
to
on
pick up
Game
for-
Pass means it's more accessible for more
Yeah.
people anyway.
Yeah, which was
especially when crossplay unlocks.
But that was an absolutely nuts move, right? Like a week before release. Like, oh yeah, it's going to be on Game Pass, isn't it? I was like, oh shit, okay, I better cancel my pre-order. Brilliant.
Yeah, right.
Sure, like absolutely nuts by Microsoft to just be like, let's buy like the only semi AAA game coming out this month to
Yeah.
feature
To be
on
honest,
Game
I
Pass.
bet that deal was done real late. I bet it was a lukewarm reaction to the demo. Square were
And
probably thinking we can't have another Avengers.
Yeah, right.
Microsoft just
Oh.
slide us a 20 and here you can have it.
That's
you
it.
know,
It was really
yeah.
cheap for Microsoft.
Did any of you play the Avengers with the inedible chunk?
No.
Toby Stonks?
No.
No. No.
It
God.
looked like apparently people found it to play.
It was the worst week of my life. Like,
Oh no.
I love going to work, and the week I had to play and write about the Avengers was the worst week I've ever had.
Were you still on guide writing duty at that point? Like having
Yeah,
to try and find
yeah,
all of the things and the bits? And...
Oh no.
I refused to do the review on it because I hated it. And then the collectibles were shit, and there was no there was just no traffic. There was no anything. But
Wow.
I don't really like Marvel. I liked WandaVision and I liked Thor. Partial to some Iron Man, some old Iron Man. That's fine. But it's I just played it, and it was some of it was quite funny and quite cheesy, and you know that was fine. But for most of it, I was just like, it's the inedible chunk. That's what we called them. Like it's just all discount, innit? Discount everybody. Toby
Yeah.
Stonks. So, you know, it's
Yeah. I was
Admiral America.
I was surprised, but also not surprised about how much coverage that got, because it did look like a cynical kind of, come on, we're going to do a Schluter or whatever, just stick some Marvel characters in them. And yes, that can be the big hit because we have the name, it's Marvel's Avengers, but it just looks so cynical. It's like you can't just, and it proved you just can't ride the wave of the IP, which
it's too late coming out, and the fact that people like Marvel because of who the Marvel characters are just now, and it's who plays them. So when you have a knockoff, it's just discount, and it was like Mass Effect Andromeda. A lot of it felt like discount Arya, discount Liara, discount Tali, discount Garrus, and you're just like, okay, but what the hell is this?
Yeah, and like licensed games forever were not good. It's only maybe recently, the last couple of years, where they've actually been good.
That's it.
Yeah, and like Spider-Man.
Oh, Miles Morales, yeah, that's it's solid. It's a solid 10. So
yeah, but
I think
weird.
I think you hit it with like that. It is discount. Like it would have sold much more had it have been like MCU characters, and we've been all running around as like Chris Evans or Chris Hemsworth or one of the other Chris's going around smashing shit up. Like people have been like, yeah, cool, I'll go and do that. And a mediocre game would have had this little bit of a lift. But I guess that's at some point, some things are just too much money.
Yeah, I mean, likenesses of people in $1 billion franchise are just not going to be cheap, right?
Well, that's why it worked in
RPG.
Fortnite. Like they did the cartoon and the comic versions of the Marvel characters for Fortnite, and that worked because it was trying to be the comic. It wasn't trying to be the MCU. Whereas,
I mean, I was
Squeenix was in the middle.
Yeah. I mean, Squeenix was trying to make. Yeah, exactly. It's the fact that they aimed to look kind of, sort of like Marvel without getting sued, which is just making the bargain bin knockoff, the we've got Marvel at home. Like,
Yeah. It's a little bit thick, but the price is right, kind of
Yeah.
something vibes.
but yeah, if they had just done like there's just done not even like any specific comic or whatever, just like done their own spin. Man in suit that shoots pew pew beams. Big green guy. Like you can draw that. You can make that look interesting. You can have your own. And the worst part is it's like this weird.
That's Anthem,
trying to make.
though.
But like
Exactly.
yeah, fair. But if they had done not gone for realism as well, if they had just had an actual artistic direction besides realism, kind of sort of like the MCU, I think they would have gotten just way more day one people, just because it would have looked interesting.
Yeah. It's like discount bargain bin.
I think as well they fucked up because loads of people came out and said like Kamala Khan was really well voice acted and is a character that you can't play kind of anywhere else, and appeared in like one trailer. Like the game was.
And she's the main person in the RPG element of the story, and she is a really well-rounded, annoying teenager, and we obviously she's it's like Ellie in the first Last of Us. She's super fucking irritating because she is so true to form of what a coming of age teenage super fan girl of if you lived in a world where superheroes existed would be. And she was great. Like she was the redeeming thing throughout the whole story, but the rest of it was just so bad. Like playing as Thor was fun, playing as Discount Iron Man bad, playing as the Hulk for the first 5 minutes good, the rest of it bad. What's her face? Scarlet, not Scarlet Witch.
Scarlett Johansson.
Scarlett Johansson.
The Black Widow, as we called her. She was her level was so boring, and you're just like, like so much of it was grim, and it just it relied on so many kind of almost movie tie-ins, but it's not. It's kind of the comics. It's kind of what we've made up, and it just couldn't make its mind up if it wanted to be a new story or part of the multiverse. And that's, I think, what really, as you say, it could have been its own artistic thing, could have been its own iteration, alternative universe. Instead, it was just, we kind of fit in with the MCU, we kind of don't. We're going to downplay the main character because reasons.
Yeah, and as you say as well, like it missed its window. Like it either needed to come out like 18 months ago or 18 months before release, or it needed to have waited another 18 months and come out when the MCU had started to get back into its sort of blockbuster movie kind of phase, rather than going, we've got a bit of downtime in the MCU, let's put this out for people to be a bit, hyped on. That will give people their Marvel fix, right?
Delayed, and I imagine it was delayed not just from last year, probably more than that, because, it's obviously that game probably could have done with more time because it just felt like a bare bones product, and I don't think that was the result of just this last delay. No. I think it probably should have come out like when those films were coming out.
The DLC was late as well, and like choosing Hawkeye for one of your first DLC extra characters when WandaVision was sitting right there. WandaVision was right there waiting to be used. But it's anyway, this makes me sound like I'm invested in the MCU, and I'm not. As I said, I'm not a Marvel fan, so it can crash and burn for that guy. But
I'm not either, but a good Marvel game is the Lego Marvel's Heroes or whatever it is. That's probably the best Lego game I've played.
All Lego games are good, though, to be fair. And films, they are all stellar.
I haven't played Marvel 2, Superheroes 2.
I didn't either. I played the first one, but I thought that was probably the best Lego game. And I love like the properties and like Lord of the Rings and Indiana Jones and not Star Wars.
Your favourite Star Wars, Lucy? That's coming out next. There's another Star Wars one,
no. Even the Harry Potter one was alright, but we won't talk about that. But and I don't like Harry Potter, but I think the Marvel one is probably the best one out of all of them. It's very fun.
Yeah, it was a good shake-up to the franchise too. The Lego movie.
I was going to say the Avengers. Was it?
No, sorry. The Lego Marvel one was a good change of the Lego games being a little less like super linear, corridory.
Agreed. And you can just switch to any character you want that you've unlocked at any point and just wreck stuff. So, yeah, it's a top-notch game. Good.
So you heard this here first. Play Lego Marvel Superheroes 1 instead of the Revengers.
Yes.
The Revenge.
Much better time investment.
It's probably available for free somewhere as well, isn't it, these days?
No, it's a Lego game. It's still real expensive.
No, it's not on
That is very true.
now, then.
Costs
It's
as much as
5
a set.
subscribers.
No.
Fine. Good.
Anybody
Adult.
else reinstalled Oblivion now that all the Bethesda games are back on Game Pass? Anyone?
No.
I
Anyone?
had because I'd never played it.
What?
I've only played
Let's see.
Skyrim. I've only played Skyrim.
Yeah, Oblivion. Goodness, we're in. Lockdown's not quite over. You've got weeks to play Oblivion. Bash out.
I downloaded it and I was thinking about it, because
Patrick
That's
Stewart's
okay.
in there. Scene Bean's in there.
Oh,
You know,
sold.
The
I
classics.
play every game with Patrick Stewart in it, apart from bad Star Trek ones.
I was gonna say
You mean all
you
the
just
good
walked
Star
into
Trek?
like Star Trek.
Hello,
Okay,
who do you think that is in the background? Come on.
Mate,
Oh dear.
I've just realised the game I want. And it's not by Telltale, but it is a Telltale style episodic Deep Space Nine game.
Yeah,
Oh
oh my
my
god,
God,
how good would a Deep
yes.
Space Nine one be? And then Worf comes out, Ziad's there, everyone the gang, none of them are dead. It's Odo.
Okay, but
No,
also
but
the way
he's
you said,
dead.
I just want an Odo game. Just
But
give me an Odo. No
The,
one but
the
Odo.
actor died.
Yes,
so
he
I
did.
feel like we
Yeah,
can't do
he
it
did.
anymore.
Oh, did he?
Yeah.
Yeah.
When?
Last year.
Not here.
Oh, seriously?
Mm.
Yeah.
F in
I
the
have
chat.
to
Yeah.
For Big Renee.
Lucy's got to
Oh,
go.
that's- Yeah, that's a,
I mean,
that's a
I will
shame.
do that. Oh,
He
I
can't have been
because
that
I'm not
old.
good.
No, he probably wasn't.
No, he wasn't.
50s?
No. 60 at
60s.
most, really. Yeah?
Oh, Deep
Why did
Space
it
Nine
say
game,
Odo Google
imagine.
Translate?
Oh, but also I have to say that the way you said it, Lauren, you said like Worf, Jedzi, and the gang, and then my head went to, boy, would that be a great sitcom as well?
Spin off when.
Worf, Jedzi, and the gang.
Deep Space Nine was
Oh,
really
we're
good,
nerds.
right? Like the first couple
Yeah.
of episodes, I was just like, "What the hell is this?" And by the end of Deep Space Nine, shedding big tears for Cisco. Oh my god!
Yeah.
Oh, whoa, he was old.
It's- How old
Hold on,
was
I'm
he?
looking at the right Star Trek.
Renee Auberginois.
It said,
wasn't
yeah,
it?
1940 he was born.
Oh, really?
Wow.
Wow.
I thought he was like 65.
Yeah, I thought it was like 50.
The 90s were a wee bit more long ago than then. It's
That's it.
Yeah,
What
Deep
is
Sp-
time?
Turns out Deep Space Nine was a long time ago.
Yeah.
it was like 99, wasn't it? Roughly.
Which
Oh,
was
yeah.
still 20 years ago.
Man.
Hashima.
Yeah, I had no idea that.
I know exactly how this
80.
is. I know
It
exactly
was
how
a
this is
makeup,
going to
wasn't
go,
it?
right?
So, yeah.
I know exactly how this is going to go. Someone's listening to this and they're like, "That's right, an episodic Deep Space Nine game would be good." No, you can only play as fucking Nog, and that's it. You're just
no.
done for the entire time.
Quark.
So you can buy
Ferengi
you can
Adventures, the DLC. I would
Oh,
play
no.
that.
It's the fucking
Yeah.
it's just the Red Strings Club, but in the fucking bar, and that's it. Like,
you can buy the Odo DLC.
I'd love that.
Which is just at the beginning of each scene, your Odo turning into Nog, and then it's the same fucking thing.
I would play that though.
I mean,
I would pay for that.
I'd
as someone
pay
who's
good
not a
money.
Star Trek fan, I'd
Never
play
be
that.
buying beer, I'd be buying my Star Trek DLC every week. Odo turning into a bucket. That's fine.
Oh god, yes, the inevitable horse armor Odo DLC.
Yeah.
oh,
Good segue back into Oblivion, but you're right.
Yeah.
Odo Horse Armor DLC. Oh.
I never played Oblivion, he says, following your
Fucking-
segue.
Why? It's so good. So much.
Oblivion's
The
the
only
best
thing
one.
that's shit about Oblivion is the lock picking. It's an absolute ball ache. Because it's like ding ding and you have to get it all in line. It's all this twisty shit. I hate it.
Mm.
Hate it.
I'm sure there's a mod to make it easier.
Shh.
Probably.
No, there's only Oblivion mods to make them harder. That's the only Oblivion mod I ever found. And it made everything look great, but it made it so hard. And I'm just like, couldn't play anymore.
I mean, I also never finished Skyrim.
I mean,
I did
fair.
have a hot and heavy week with Skyrim, and that's all I played.
It's only been 10
For you,
years.
that's a lot.
Yeah, to play 1 minute of an RPG is a lot for me. So, play several hours of one and finish one. Yeah.
Hey, Oblivion's better.
Is it?
I have nothing to compare.
This is coming from someone who watched someone play Skyrim rather than playing it themselves, and had played Oblivion, but Oblivion's better.
And yet Skyrim is available on every device, including fridge and Alexa, and you've never played it.
Your kettle. Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, I have multiple. I own multiple verms of Skyrim.
Of
Yeah.
course you do.
I own it on every platform
no.
for no reason.
Yeah, just haven't bothered.
Same with The Witcher. I own it on literally every platform. Every platform. It's on the Switch. It was on the plane. It's on my PlayStation. I got a copy for my dad so he can play it on my PS4. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? Everybody's got it.
Yeah,
Just you gave
Do you
them
play The
all
Witcher
of
3?
you gave Cyberpunk fucking Cyberpunk CD Projekt all of your money, and they've just thrown it up the wall, haven't they?
Hey,
No,
at
they
least
gave it to Keanu Reeves.
you
That's
buy
what I
Keanu
like.
Reeves a couple copies.
Yeah. It didn't go to the janky, broken side missions. It went straight to Keanu Reeves.
I hope it did, to be honest. I hope he enjoyed that coffee. What kind of coffee he drinks? It's press.
Black,
can-
just black.
I can
I
now
don't
see
think
the,
he drinks coffee, guys. I think he drinks green tea at the most,
Tea.
caffeine-wise.
matcha.
He's too zen and also too obviously aware of the passage of time and taking care of himself.
I mean, all I see now in my head is this scene in The Simpsons of Lauren handing her money over the cashier, and then it just passing through hands until it gets to Keanu. And just goes, "Whoa," and that's
It's
it.
a mixture of that and Fry being like, take my money! Somewhere between that groaning scale.
With Fry having the when he was on the coffee. How many coffees did he drink in that
100.
one episode? Was it
Yeah.
100 gets you to Zen.
$3, weren't they, or something? I've just rewatched all of Futurama because it was on
have
Disney
you?
Plus. Yeah, I watched all of it, and I was like, wow, this is much funnier than I remember.
Is
Yeah.
it? Because I was thinking about literally yesterday. I'm like, I like dropped a Futurama meme in a group chat. I'm like, why haven't I rewatched this? I fucking love that show. But also Jurassic Park. I don't want to rewatch that because it'll make me cry.
Why?
Jurassic Park, the episode about Fry's
Oh,
dog.
God.
Oh, I thought you said Jurassic Park, and I was like, why have we departed into fucking... We spent no expense, why are we here?
Well, that's the best film ever made. I watched it like
Great.
Oh no, I would watch that. I mean,
Jurassic
I
Park.
might still cry tears of joy at that theme.
Sam Neill crying at dinosaurs, you know?
So,
Just
so
sexy
I
Jeff
love that
Goldblum.
movie so much. On Animal Crossing, you can set a theme to your island, like when they walk in the
Yes.
store and stuff. I did the da na 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 from Jurassic Park.
oh, wow.
Amazing.
Everyone comes to your island expecting something completely different.
I mean, I also
Finding
put
these
all my
good
spare
buildings.
fossils outside so that it was like,
That's
I had
good.
most of Brontosaurus or Apatosaurus out there, and like I was trying to build up bits of a T-Rex, and then I ignored the game for 8 months and will never play it again probably. But it served a purpose.
Yep. Yep.
That's fair. Good. That seems like a lovely note for us to finish on this week. Let's come back around and talk about the beers that we have drunk today. Lauren, out of the two Vault City beers, did you have a preference?
Yes, the peach and nectarine was much more to my fruity liking. The pear drop was more like a sweetie, which was nice and light, but I like me a nice, thick, smoothie like fruity sour. So that's a definite comeback to as a good summer beer. Nice nice kind of segue, I suppose is the word, into sours. It wasn't too sour, not too bitter, nice and rounded, really juicy at the front. You get that kind of dry nectarine kind of from eating an orange at the back. So yeah, that's the professional term. Is how you get that at the back of the throat. That's how the brewers talk about it, I'm sure. But yeah, no, 10 out of 10. I would drink that again. I'd drink both of them again, but definitely Peach and Nectarine's good boy.
Perfect.
Good boy.
Lucy, 2 glass houses. Did you have a preference?
Yeah.
I think we know.
Yeah, it was the second one. The lager was really good. Nice, citrusy, bit of maltiness, nuttiness, sweetness on it. Just a good lager, But yeah, it's the Reims. It's pale. As I say, I don't know how they managed to get that much flavour in it at 4.9%. It's soft. It's easy. It's as you said, Ben, the other week. It's pillowy. It's just so nice and soft and easy. I had a big hot pillow from Dea a couple of days ago over the weekend, and I said I could drink 9 of these a day, even though it's a double, so probably not best for my health, but I could literally just sit and drink that all day. I think this would probably go in that. I'd alternate between the big hot pillow and this, because it's really good.
Good.
Excellent.
Nice. For me, I think I'm going to go with the new Bristol Brewery. It was just so good. There's so much flavour going on. It was absolutely lovely. You cannot tell that is 10% at all. And whilst it looked a little bit thinner, kind of in the glass, it had a little bit of syrupiness to it. Full of flavour.
About what, Ben? About what?
Syrupiness.
Syrupiness. It was syrupy, wasn't it?
Remember the other... Yeah,
IPA.
IPA-ness is the thing, the other term that we came up with a while back. Oh yes, there's something, a real IPA-ness.
Oh no! So you did the IPA-ness and the syrupiness.
And sometimes they no judgment if you like a beer that has IPA-ness and syrupiness.
Is this genital jousting we're talking about again?
Just a good Friday night, let's say. That's what that is.
This beer gives all of it to you. Fucking straight in there. Right in your mouth. As far back as you can get it. Done.
Yeah, deep in that hole.
Deep in. Let's get it all in while we can. Yeah, it's that one. That's the one I like the most. Adam.
What it is that goes down the throat.
Yeah.
Sorry. Sorry.
Oh right, it's got a bit. Wait, Ben, it's a bit salty though in the back of your throat.
Move on, Aadil.
It was a little, yeah.
I really like both these beers. Whew. Calm. I really like both these beers. They're both, ambery ready. I think I have to give it to the Rudolph and Rhea. This Arbor is very good though. It's a little more. It's more of a juice bomb, in the sense of than the other one. It's more juicy. It's got more fruit notes coming in, and they come in and they leave after a bit. And it's just really satisfying, but it's just a nuance in the Irish reddish Rudolph and Rhea. It's just really so tasty. I like the level of yeast. I like the slight tartness that comes with it, the dankness. It just expanded the sort of standard red ale flavors. It brought some appley notes out in the end. It's just a fantastic beer. I'm not surprised because I've not really ever been let down by them. But also I'm a huge Arbor fan. So, and I realized that I bought beers from places I've lived. Just like I lived 5-minute walk away from Arbor, and a 10-12 minute cycle, not even, from Brouweij to Molen when I lived in Amsterdam.
Nice.
So yeah,
You've lived an enriched life.
I co-locate with beer well.
Yes, which is enriching.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, it's actually empowering, as we talked about earlier. But yeah, so you couldn't go wrong with either of them. But it's the Dutch beer for me.
Brilliant. Good. So, they are the games that we have been playing. They are the drinks that we have drunk this evening. If you want to get a hold of all of us and let us know what's going on, what you're drinking, what you're playing, you can hit us up at Tanks Upcast on Twitter or Out of Lives Net as well. Go to outoflives.net to look at all the other stuff that we're producing, the articles that we're putting up, and the other podcasts that we are producing. Aadil, you chatted about Godzilla today.
Godzilla
versus Kong. King Kong? No, that was
no
part
Kong.
Of the
I kept calling him King
it?
Kong, and like they're like, it's edgy. It's not your grandfather's King Kong, so it's just Kong.
Oh, for God's sake!
For Godzilla's sake, I think you'll find.
And that chat will be up at some point on
Tomorrow,
the
it should be.
website. Good.
Yeah.
Lauren, thank you very much for joining us, first of all.
Thank you.
It's been a joy, as always, having you. If people want to chat to you about games or beers, where should they go? How do they do that?
Do not. I'm on maternity. No.
That's good.
You can find me on Twitter at L_Aitkin. You'll also find me on VG247 from July 5th. Our emails are on our staff page, but don't pitch me because I'm farting around, not at work. That's
fair.
where you can find me.
Nice. Yeah. An influx of emails coming straight to you now.
You can get my delightful out of office message.
Is Geralt involved in the out of office messaging anyway?
I actually can't remember what I wrote, but I think I ended it saying catch you, which is really professional, obviously, rather than talk to you later. I don't know. I was just kind of like, the message is popping out a Wayne. So just staying true to brand.
Nice.
I know. No, I'm very active on Twitter, so hit me up with your beer recommendations and everything else. I'm here to chat.
Nice. Lucy, how about yourself?
Yeah, just Juicy Loose 9 everywhere.
Good. And Aadil?
I'm at the Omniarch, TheOmniarch.
Cool. And I'm at Nova_47. Hit us up if you want to chat beer or games, or one of us if you want to come into our Discord and again chat beer or games with us, or the latest movies that are coming out, which we'll probably discuss in Geek Out Weekly as well. That's everything. They're all the beers. They're all the games. There's nothing else. Only the void of PlayStation Now and playing Avengers forever. And the book. Bye.
What a dark note. Goodbye.
Ciao.
Oh dear.
Wow.
That was good.
www.outoflives.net